Hi there, I'm Ted Gentry with South King Fire and Rescue's Hazmat Team. We're seeing a large upswing in natural gas type calls throughout the zone. Now in the past, the only real air monitoring equipment we've had to deal with these has been the LEL sensor on our 4-gas meters. It's not optimal because it's slow to respond. It can take up to 15 seconds depending on the meter. And it only reads in a percentage of LEL, which means that the lowest it can read is 1% of LEL, or about 10,000 parts per million. As a Zone 3 hazmat team, we're called to these events to provide air monitoring, and we really need better air monitoring equipment to deal with them. With that as our goal, we've added the Sensit Gold meters to our arsenal. These meters will be deployed to each of the primary hazmat rigs and are to be used on natural gas and propane type calls. This video will show you the basic operation and calibration of these new meters. The Sensit meters we've purchased are outfitted for both natural gas and propane. They're stored in this case and have a few extra attachments with them. The items in the case include the meter itself, an extension wand and hose, a replacement cap and filter, a battery removal tool, and space for spare batteries. These units are battery operated and use standard C-cell alkaline batteries. South King Hazmat will be storing the unit with batteries installed and changing the batteries every 6 months at least to prevent corrosion. Other departments may approach this differently. The batteries are installed in the handle of the unit. To install or replace the batteries, you first need to remove the set screw using the battery removal tool provided. Press down on the yellow tab and slide the handle off of the unit. When you put the batteries in, make sure to note on the label which direction they go. They seem backwards from what you're normally expecting, with the positive terminal to this end. Once the batteries are installed in the unit, you can slide the black handle back over the top and reinstall the set screw to hold it together. The wand can be used in its stowed position like this, or extended as needed for your use. Note that unlike our multi-gas meters, the sensor for this unit is actually in the tip of the wand covered by this plastic cap, rather than being inside the unit. This configuration makes the unit much faster to respond to the presence of a gas than our multi-gas units. However, it also makes the sensor more vulnerable to damage. Use great care not to bang the probe head into things and to keep it out of liquids. Before turning the unit on, check that the plastic filter cap and the metal connector are both firmly tightened down and have their O-rings in place. A good air seal at these points is essential for proper operation. If there's ever damage to the plastic filter cap, remove it and install the replacement cap found in the box, making sure that the included O-rings are used in the correct places, with the larger O-ring here and the smaller O-ring here. Turn the unit on by pressing and releasing the A button. You'll hear a beep and the unit will begin its self-check and warm-up cycle. This will take about 45 seconds. During this time, it will display its serial number, its configuration, and will also show when the next calibration is due. These units are preset to need a calibration once a month. We'll cover how to do that in just a minute. Once the unit is warmed up, it's important to test the seal on the sensor cover. Do this by holding your finger over the wand opening. After a few seconds, you'll hear the pump slow down and the display will read flow blocked. Release your finger and the pump should go back to normal. If this does not happen, you're getting flow around the seals and need to tighten the cap or replace the cap and its O-rings. In normal operating mode, the unit should display a parts per million number and also show which gas it's currently reading. In our case, you see the letters NAT on the display. That indicates that you're in the natural gas setting. If you see PRO, you're in the propane setting. To change which gas you're looking for, press and hold the B button until the menu shows. Use the C button to walk through the menu until you get to gas type. Press the B button to select that, and at this point you'll see natural gas here, or if you press the C button you'll see propane here. You can use the two buttons to go between them. When you have the gas that you would like, press the A button twice to go back to the gas menu. Note the display will show the gas that you've selected. Now it's PRO for propane. After switching gases in a clean air environment, you may wish to zero the sensor. You can do this by pressing and holding the C button until the words Auto Zero show in the display. Release the C button and the unit will zero its settings. Only do this step in a clean air environment. The unit is now ready to use. Pass the wand over the area that you wish to read. If gas is present, the display numbers will rise. Once the reading passes 2,000 parts per million, the display will automatically switch to a percentage of LEL. You can also use an audible tick rate by pressing the B button twice to turn on the tick. The tick speed will increase as the gas level does. You can silence the tick by pressing the A button. The tick is very useful to use when looking for small leaks. Another point to remember is that the menus contain some modes that we won't be using. If you find yourself in a menu you didn't expect to be in, don't panic. Just press and release the A button to go back to your main menu and start over.